Menus.
Hi, it's Dr.
Document one.
Robinson, and today I'm actually going to show you the newest update from Vispero for JAWS reading UEB Math. Let's go ahead and get that set up first because that's what you need to do in order to make it happen. I'm in Word. I'm going to insert 6, go to my settings. I'm going to set my default, Control Shift D, because as anyone knows, JAWS is going to be talking over me as I do it. Okay, so let's do insert 6 first. And there's different ways to get the settings. This is just the way I'm going to do it.
Word JAWS settings center dialog. Search box edit.
I'm going to hush them up, Control Shift D, because you want this to set as default. So wherever you go, it's going to read it correctly.
JAWS settings center default all applications.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and type in Braille mode.
B R A JAWS I L Braille O D
And then down out
Braille one of
mode.
Samad. Braille mode structured. General Braille.
Okay. So you probably already have it set. And if you don't, Alt G will immediately get you to your language, but we're English United States, and you can tab to your output. I've got UEB2, UEB2. But the big one that you need to go to, if you've already had those set, if you don't, go ahead and get those set up, is I need to go to my language profiles, which is done with Alt F. I need an F6 to get over there first, so that I'm going to just F6. Now I could enter and open my options here and go that way. I just prefer F6 to go into my all my options and then navigate around quickly.
General page. Braille mode combo box structured.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and Alt F to go to my language profiles. And if you, like I said, if you do not know what your translation output is, do Alt G. Start at the top, make sure your language is set in your output and your input before you go to language profiles. But I'm going to Alt F.
Alt F language profiles dialog. Select preferred Braille profiles. List box English United States primary check.
Now I've got link Braille input language to keyboard language also set. You could tab around this little dialog box and see it. Alt L will get you there to check it, but I need to jump into my details with Alt D.
Alt D. Language profiles dialog. Profile details dialog. For contracted Braille use combo box. Unified English Braille grade 2. 4 of.
Okay. And if you tab through, you can see for output use United States Unicode, input Unicode. By default, use contracted Braille. But the big one is, I'm going to tab through here. You can Alt M to immediately jump down for math, but I'm going to go the long way just so you can hear it. Once you get comfortable with it, then when you open this, you can just do Alt M. And you will need to change back and forth between UEB Math and Nemeth if you're teaching both or if you're using both. So let's go ahead and tab through.
When using computer Braille for output, use combo box. United States Unicode 28 of 31. When using computer Braille for input, use combo box. United States Unicode. By default, use combo box. Contracted Braille 3. For math, use combo box. Unified English Braille UEB Math 2 of 2.
Okay. So we're in the United States. Nemeth code is much faster to output. So that's the big one we usually put N for Nemeth code. This is for the rest of the world who uses UEB Math. You can go ahead and hit U, find UEB, English Unified Braille, UEB Math, and you're good to go. So you can go ahead and hit enter on that.
Enter. Default all applications. JAWS settings center dialog.
Okay, I'm going to hit enter again to close this.
Enter. JAWS settings center default all applications dialog. General page.
Okay.
Braille mode combo.
And enter by default is okay. If you're not sure that is true, you can actually do Alt A to apply it, or you can tab to okay. But I'm going to hit enter, which is the default to say, okay, I'm done.
Enter. Document one word. Edit.
And I am back in Word. I have turned on my Braille viewer in JAWS. That's under your applications key. And typically, if you've got a Braille display, that's no big deal. If you don't, and you're just doing this auditorily, then it will work. Let's go ahead and I'm basically doing the same type of math problems I did with NVDA in another video. If you want to see the NVDA recording, let's go ahead and do all equals. And I'm just going to go through a set of math problems just so you can see it types out and reads. So let's go ahead and do all equals.
All equals selected. Math content.
Okay, let's just Braille it out or type it out.
X. 2x plus.
And I will tell you, Brailing it out much
3.
faster, but I'm trying to mimic a huge majority of the world that is too poor to actually have the extra funds to put into Braille displays. So they have to be able to do this all auditorily. So I am going to go ahead and use a keyboard. Just know you can do this on your Braille display also.
Equals 1.
Okay. And if you left arrow,
11. 1.
okay, and it will say 1.
Blank.
So NVDA reads a little bit differently. So I'm going to hit enter and then up.
Enter. Math content 2x plus 3 equals 11.
Okay, and then right arrow.
X math content plus 3 equals 1. 1.
Okay, so it won't read it as 11. I can change that in my settings, but I'm going to go ahead and just keep it 1 1 right
Space.
now. Visually, you can see it is perfect UEB Math. Let's go ahead and hit enter on that.
Enter.
And Alt equals again.
Alt equals selected math content 3y 3y dash 5 equals 1 0.
Okay, and
10,
enter,
enter.
and up arrow.
Math content 3y minus 5 equals 10.
Okay, and it comes out, of course, beautifully on your Braille display. You can right arrow.
Y math content equation comma Y math content.
So see
Yankee.
a little hiccup as the NVDA had. You left arrow and it doesn't read that first number. So that is something that Microsoft has to work on. But if you left arrow, and then right arrow, you can actually see the Y. But that's the reason why you want to up and down arrow, so you get the total listening power of that whole math problem before you start arrowing. Just be assured that you really did hear it correctly. If it said 3y minus 5 equals 10, and even though you left arrow,
Equation comma math content.
yeah, and it says equation comma math content, but it doesn't tell you 3, and then right arrow.
Y math content minus math content 5 equals 1 0.
Okay.
Space.
Okay, so once again, we'll work with Microsoft on fixing that little hiccup about reading, because I've just noticed that in any screen reader that I'm using.
Enter.
Okay, let's go ahead and do Alt equals.
Alt equals selected math content.
Okay, now let's go ahead and work in a little Unicode in here. So we're going to do a radical, so square root. So it's going to be backslash SQRT.
Backslash SQRT.
Always make sure you do a space.
SQRT autocorrect square root.
Okay, and let's go ahead and do
X plus 1 equals 3.
Okay, and enter, and then up arrow and listen.
Enter. Math content square root X plus 1 equals 3.
Okay, just absolutely lovely. And, in general, if you're just doing this all auditory, it's probably, well, you can pick how you want to do it. Hit enter and then up and down arrow in order to solve all your problems.
End equation.
Okay, and then enter again.
Enter.
Let's go ahead and do some more Unicode in here. Now, the difference between Unicode and LaTeX is, Unicode is going to be backslash something, something, something. LaTeX, you do braces and brackets and work in different options in there. So math, it really is learning all those different aspects so you can have a wide variety of learning how to do this. As soon as you do Alt equals, so let me show you that. And this is true for the NVDA also, so Alt equals.
Alt equals selected math content.
So if you didn't know this, if you go up to your ribbon, and mine is Alt-J-E, anytime you do something special, whether you insert a table or a picture or the math equation editor, you're going to have another menu option open. So if you hit your Alt key, and it's going to, the new thing is going to start with J, and your screen reader is actually going to tell you what it is. If you're not sure, you can just hit your Alt key and it will tell you what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and go up there so you can actually see the different options of learning the different Unicode and LaTeX yourself. So Alt J.
Alt J, upper ribbon, equation tools, equation tab, 16 of 16, Alt followed by Y, J, E.
Yeah, it always says Alt Y followed by J, E. Well, the other add-ins do start with Y. But this is an additional, so you just ignore the Y and just do Alt J E. I already did Alt J, so now I need to do E. Okay, and at this point, you're going to tab into your huge ribbon, and you're going to tab through. You're going to hear Unicode, you're going to hear LaTeX, and in general, Unicode is going to be selected. And you're going to keep tabbing, and you can go to your Convert or hit C for Convert. So if you want to see this in a linear format instead of professional format, you can change it there also. I'm going to hit E.
E. Equation. Built-in. Area of circle. Surface area of a circle with radius R button. 1 of 9. Navigate with left and right, up and down arrow keys.
So I'm going to hit enter on that. If I down arrow, I'm going to pop into the binomial theorem, expansion of the sum, Pythagoras, everything, quadratic formula. And then, of course, if you change that into the linear format, you're going to get all of the Unicode and LaTeX on that. I'm going to hit enter on area of circle, and then I'm going to retype it for you.
Enter, ribbon, edit.
Okay, and I'm going to up arrow and down arrow.
Math content square root x plus 1 equals 3. Math content cap a equals pi r squared.
Okay, so once again, we're going to work in a little LaTeX on that. A equals pi r squared. We love that. I'm going to hit enter.
End equation.
End, and then enter.
Enter.
All equals.
Alt equals selected. Math content
A equals pi backslash pi.
Backslash p I
Squared. We're going to do shift 6 to give us the caret.
Pi caret autocorrect italic small pi.
Oops, I forgot that R.
R.
R, and let's go ahead and do shift 6
Caret.
2. Yep, that's the thing about recording is you have to go between what you're recording and the commands, and then the commands of the math. Anyway, here we go.
Math content cap a equals pi r squared.
Lovely.
Math content cap a equals pi r squared.
Okay, so once again, that's going to give you options in order to learn your Unicode and LaTeX a little bit more. And of course, I want you to tab through that whole huge ribbon. It's very large. And it will actually teach you the math on your own. Also, if you don't have a teacher right at your back door.
Enter.
Enter. Let's go ahead and do Alt equals again.
Alt equals selected. Math content.
Okay, let's go ahead and do 3/4.
4.
Make sure you hit your space because I want to do 3/4 W. If I do 3/4 and then hit W, it's actually going to read 3/4W. That's not what I want.
W.
I want 3/4 W.
Dash 2 equals 1.
Okay. Hit
Enter.
Up arrow.
Math content 3/4 W minus 2 equals 1.
Absolutely lovely. Okay, let's go ahead and do let's see.
Blank.
Let's do Alt equals.
Alt equals selected.
Let's
Math
do
content.
a time, so 4. Backslash TIMES.
Backslash T F E S.
Okay.
Times autocorrect. Times.
And it immediately changes it to a beautiful time symbol.
3 equals.
Okay, so we're creating a math worksheet for someone, so we're not going to answer that. And then you can, of course, email this to the student or whomever, and they can go ahead and answer it just like this. They go right into the equation editor and answer it beautifully. And then, of course, they email it back to their teacher. And enter. Let's go ahead and do a division, and this one's going to be backslash div. So Alt equals
Alt equals selected. 2, 12. Backslash div div autocorrect divided by 4.
Okay, and once again, if you have not been watching the Braille viewer, you will have missed all that beautiful UEB math. So now I'm just going to up arrow so you can see how it's changed to UEB math. This Barrel has been working very hard on this, and the whole world's kind of coming together and trying to get all of this more accessible for blind individuals all over the world. How cool is that? So let's up arrow and look at the UEB. It's up the top left-hand corner if you're not sure where to look.
Math content 4 times 3 equals.
Okay.
Math content 3/4 W minus 2 equals 1. Math content cap a equals pi r squared. Math content cap a equals pi r squared. Math content square root x plus 1 equals 3. Math content 3y minus 5 equals 10. Math content 2x plus 3 equals 11.
Okay, so phenomenal. It is just so exciting. These last 3 years have just been fast and furious in the accessibility of math, and it's really exciting to see how all of this is coming about. So JAWS and NVDA are doing a really spectacular job of coming along, getting the UEB math on par with what's occurring with Nemeth already in Word.
This computer. Leaving menus.
So
your audio is on mute.
One last thing I just remembered that I want to show you, especially with JAWS, is we have a great viewer here. So let me go ahead and control home.
Top. Math content 2x plus 3 equals 11.
And it reads beautifully, but let's say you want to move one character at a time. Let's
X math content.
Now you're going to do insert space equals.
Space. Microsoft Word document. Math viewer. Equation navigation. To move between partial expressions, press the arrow keys to interact with the table. Down arrow once for the first cell in the table, semicolon, and Control plus Alt plus arrow keys to move between cells. Press up arrow to.
So let's down arrow.
2x. 2. Zoomed in all of the way 2. Zoomed in all of the way 2.
Right arrow.
X. Plus 3 equals 11.
Okay. So back to if you are just an auditory learner and you don't have a Braille display with you. The math viewer is an incredibly wonderful option to listen to make sure you're really hearing every single character in the math problem. This is going to become more essential like when you get into quadratic formulas and, much larger, more intense math. So do remember the insert space equals sign for JAWS. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to even bigger stuff. So we'll keep looking forward to more videos.
You have started Alt Q menu. Enter end meeting.